Hey guys, how's everyone today? Hopefully you guys are good. Right now I am just running a little errand and I wanted to check in with you guys. This is my first video kind of filming since I took my little break, and I am so happy to be back. You know, you guys have sent me just the most encouraging words and comments, and I feel so just grateful to you guys, and I wanted to take this moment to just say thank you, and I appreciate you so much. And yeah, I know that some of you guys were worried. It was not anything health related, mental health related. It wasn't anything along those lines. So I apologize if you guys were concerned, but it was nothing to do with that. It was nothing to do with Axel. So I just, took a couple days off, and yeah, that's it. So either way, it is absolutely beautiful today. And I am, y'all know, I am in such a good mood when it's warm outside. I think a lot of us are. Today is one of those days that it's just perfect. I think it's like, my car says it's 74. I think it's warmer than that. It feels warmer than that. It feels warmer than that, actually. But either way, it just is a mood booster. Feels so good. I really want to go to Starbucks and try their strawberry funnel cake frappuccino, and I've seen a couple other reviews on it. I know Peter Mon reviewed it. Who is that other girl? Steph Pappas. She reviewed it. So I really want to review it, but I want to do it for a video. So maybe what I'll do is over the weekend or like tomorrow night, maybe I'll go get it and do a little review. I love funnel cake. I mean, who doesn't like funnel cake? That's what I want to know. It's just so simple and delicious. And I know a lot of places when when you go to the fair, you can get chocolate or caramel or like fruit, strawberries or whatever on it. I don't need any of that. All I need is the funnel cake and the powdered sugar, and I'm happy, happy, happy. It's so good. I was thinking the other day, I was kind of wondering what Without a Crystal Ball had been up to, and I just couldn't even make myself go over to her channel to see what she's up to, because it's just so dumb. I did that video about her coverage of Josh Duggar, and that was like the one video that, people didn't like, and that's okay. That's part of the gig sometimes, but for some reason, I think that her supporters missed my point, and, they're like, oh, well, you're doing a video talking about Josh Duggar, and it's like, well, that's not the point. One video versus over 300, and who knows how many she's done on this Josh situation now. That is completely different than one video, or even 2 or 3. I know a lot of people are covering this right now, but it's her relentless, slanderous coverage filled with just misinformation. And, if you want to call yourself a journalist, then take your channel seriously. Do the research, do the homework, don't yell at your subscribers. All the things that we have discussed about KJ, most of those things a respected journalist would not do. So don't come to my channel and try to tell me that Katie Joy is some kind of journalist who's just doing her due diligence by covering this story. It is very obvious to anyone who knows her and her history that all that this is a big payday for her. That's all that it is. You know, she, in my opinion, does not genuinely care about the survivors or the family or the children. It's just a way for her to increase her revenue. And anyone on YouTube that is, you know, money hungry and willing to do whatever it takes to get that money is where I have a problem. And I think that you can usually see it a mile away. You know, I think this idea of gatekeeping within the commentary community is it's an interesting topic for me. You hear this term thrown around a lot, and I've used it a fair amount as well. You know, in order to share your opinion on someone else that is in the same sort of genre as you, you have to preface it by saying, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not a gatekeeper. Here's how I feel. I'm not a gatekeeper. This is my opinion. You know, I get so tired of these terms just consistently being thrown around on YouTube. Gatekeeping, gaslighting, narcissist, sociopath. I don't know. I love making commentary content. It is something that I truly enjoy from, you know, the bottom of my heart. I think that there are a lot of really important messages that can be shared by making commentary videos. But I do find it somewhat interesting how if you want to share your opinion, you have to tell everyone that you're not a gatekeeper. But I guess it all makes sense because when you think about making commentary videos, it's a bunch of people with a bunch of opinions. And even if they have an opinion and you want to share your opinion, they will call you the gatekeeper because they feel like their opinion is the right one, or they feel like their opinion matters more than yours. It's all just, I see more hypocrisy within the commentary community than any other community. That is for sure. It's like, I'm going to sit up on my channel and give my opinions on these other creators or whoever it is. But when someone wants to turn around and give me an opinion off my content, they're wrong and they're gaslighting or they're gatekeeping. It's just like the hypocrisy of it all. The biggest thing that I've always remembered when it comes to my content is as long as the opinions are being shared in a manner that is not vile, super mean-spirited, calling, you know, people the worst names in the book, as long as it's not any of that, people are allowed to have their, you know, say, and they can have their say either way. But if you want people to listen to you, being a hypocrite bully is not the best foot to start out on. And that's something else that I've really picked up on is on YouTube, once you sort of lose that credibility, it is very, very hard to come back from that. It is super hard to come back from that, for sure. I've never seen people be so quick to point the finger and say that everyone is just being mean to them when all that people are doing is sharing their opinions. Could you imagine? It is really easy to see, at least for me, that differentiating line between someone bullying someone and that same person just sharing some opinions. All right, guys, what am I going to do? I am going to get a milkshake at Burger King, because what else does a girl with a palate of a 12-year-old do? She gets milkshakes. So we're going to do that real quick while I finish talking to you guys. And yeah, it is quite warm outside today, but it feels very, very good. So I hope what I was saying makes sense. Again, maybe it's just a bunch of thoughts, but I think that commentary can be very meaningful. I know Susan from Bambi's Rambles just made a video saying that she's not doing commentary anymore, and you know, it makes me sad, and I think that it can be a really tough genre on YouTube to navigate because of certain creators. And it's unfortunate, because I think that it can be really fun to talk about some of these more serious or controversial subjects and have an audience to open up the dialogue with. It can be very cool, and it's unfortunate to see how some hypocrites can deter others from wanting to make certain types of content. There's enough space for all of us on YouTube. Some will get more subscribers than others. Some will make more videos than others. It's all good. It's all good. It is fine. Subscribers are going to watch the creators who they feel are most genuine, the most authentic, the most relatable. You have to just let your content speak for itself. You have to allow your audience to come to you and connect with you based off of what you're putting out. And when I hear certain people either getting away from YouTube entirely or stopping making certain content because of an experience that they had, it sucks, and there's no denying that. But I will always be a firm believer in just let your content bring your community to you, because that's what it will do at the end of the day. You will find your community, you will find your people, and it's a really cool feeling when it starts to happen, whether that's 500 people or 500,000, it doesn't matter. If you enjoy the content that you're putting out and you feel good about it, and you are not being hateful or anything like that, your community will find you. I actually need to go to the mall later, so I might combine those two and make this a little bit of a longer video. I will never stop doing commentary content, and I hope that Bambi will reconsider. You know, obviously, again, I have to put the disclaimer, I'm not a gatekeeper. but I do enjoy her content. I think we all have a message to share here, and I think we all have an important message to get out. And the subscribers will always be able to tell who's real and who's not. And it is what it is. Subscribers are not naive. They're not gullible. You know, I do think that there are people on the internet that are gullible, but I think that it's such a small percentage. And I don't think that they're gullible in the manner of not being able to tell who's real and who's not and who's disingenuous. I feel like when I say people are gullible, it's more or less like people giving money to causes that are fake because, you know, your heartstrings get tugged at. You know, we'll see. Time will tell. Who knows? Who knows if Bambi will come back and do commentary stuff. But, you know, and it's not just her. I know that there are other creators too who have been deterred from making certain content because of a couple of bad apples. And it sucks. So, just so y'all know where I stand, I will continue to make commentary. I love commentary videos. You know, I still like plugging in some beauty stuff here and there. I'm also going to pick back up on my true crime videos. I do have a couple out there, but true crime will never be a main part of my channel because it's just not going to be. And, you know, anti-MLM stuff, I want to cover it all because I'm so interested in so many different things. And I always felt like if I cover a lot of different stuff, it will give everyone a little bit of what they want. If someone wants to watch it all, that's awesome. But if you guys are here for the anti-MLM stuff, great. If you're here for the, you know, influencer commentary, great. If you're here for the car chats, great. That's all good. I just want to give people a little bit of everything, keep everyone interested, and, you know, give you guys content that you enjoy consuming. So anyway, what we're gonna do is pick this up in a couple of hours. So I will check in with you guys when I'm going to the mall. There are a couple things that I need to check out and possibly buy, but we'll see. So I will check in with you guys in a little bit. Hello guys, parking garage diaries, entry 17. Sometimes it feels so funny for me to say vlog or anything like that because when I first started my channel, I would have never thought that I would have been doing vlogs of any type. I found a cute top at Anthropologie the other day. It was way more expensive than what I would typically spend on a top, but I felt like it was very cute for summer. I know that I'll wear it a lot. It's black, surprise, surprise. And I think it was $68, which to me, that's a lot of money to spend on a top. But if I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it, which I know I will, you know, most of the clothing that Anthro sells is good quality and not super cheap or anything like that. So I think it'll turn out to be okay. I saw a comment from someone and they were like, Radiant Brit is so annoying because all she does is copy Dad Challenge podcast. And I'm sitting here and comments like that really just make me laugh because there are so many things that I cover that Josh doesn't cover, and there are so many things that Josh covers that I have no interest in covering. But, you know, I guess that's just part of, you know, it's obviously part of being commentary on YouTube. People are going to think that you just talk about the same stuff that everyone else talks about. Now, I could say that about a couple commentary channels because I do feel like there are a couple of them that really repeat what the other one talks about all the time. But if you like the person and you're there for their video, it's not necessarily the topic at hand. I know for me, I have a couple of people that I follow, and I just want to hear them talk about it and hear their perspective. It's not so much, oh, well, so-and-so already talked about Gabby Hanna, so I'm not going to listen to this other person. No, like, I want to hear everyone's 2 cents. That's why I subscribe to people, even if they're covering the same story. I want to hear person A might have something different than person B, you know, whatever. Like, that's the beauty of opinions. Oh, I also want to stop by this TJ Maxx on the way to this mall. See if I can get lucky and find my Laura Mercier Radiance Primer. I looked on eBay. You guys, eBay sellers are selling the original formula of the Laura Mercier Radiance Primer for like $45, or like in between like $45 and $85, which is crazy. I think originally it was $38, so that's a whole lot of money. I should have filled up my water before I left. I had such a good time doing that Middleburg vlog for you guys. You guys seem to really enjoy it too. I am going to go back out there in the summer. I mean, we're almost in the summer now, but I'll probably go out there in another month or so and go to some of the antique stores and see, you know, kind of what they have going on. I know a lot of those small antique stores had closed because of the panini. Now that they're opening again, we can check it out and see what they have going on. I think that would make for a fun video. I haven't been to an antique store in quite a while. I used to go to them more often. My mom has always been the type to like going to antique stores, so once in a while I would go with her. But it's been a while since I've been. It feels so nice outside. You guys can hear the cicadas really, really loud back here on the back roads because of all the trees. Let me see if you guys can hear them. They said people have been calling 911 saying that there are alarms going off when it's actually just the cicadas. They can get very loud depending on where you live. And we haven't really had a ton where I live. There has been some, but there are certain areas not like too far from me where they are just taking over. They're all over people's lawns, all over the driveway. So I remember last time the cicadas came, it was the summer before my grandmother passed away, and I was taking care of her, and one day I'll tell you guys more about my grandmother, but I have a hard time talking about it. So either way, the last summer that they came, she was not well. She passed from ovarian cancer, and that summer, I would go to the store for her, and I remember the cicadas were just everywhere. They took over her front yard, her backyard, her stairway going to her house, the driveway, everywhere. And so not only did they decide to come, but I also just so happened to, that March of that year, I bought a brand new car. I had a Acura TL. It was brand new. So I'm young and very, very into my car. It's like, how dare these cicadas come when I have a new car? Well, stupid. But either way, I was so annoyed because I didn't have a garage where I was living. So I couldn't even like hide my car away when I was at home. And it was this whole thing. But yeah, that's the last time they came. So unfortunately, hearing them and seeing them again takes me back to that summer when, that was the last summer that I had with my grandmother. So such a weird kind of way to associate things, but that's just how it works sometimes. And, I miss her very much. That doesn't even begin to explain the emptiness that I have because she's not here, but just seeing those little bugs takes me back to that summer. I mean, they were everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. All right, guys, I'm back. Came all the way over here and they did not have the item that I wanted. So I ended up ordering it online and it will come in a week. I ended up doing online to in-store so that I didn't have to pay shipping, because why pay $8 when I can just easily come pick it up? So that is what happened there. And initially I was thinking, I was like, I'm gonna go to Sephora and see what they have going on. There were a couple of things that interested me, but not worth buying, because I have similar items at home. What am I gonna buy? A shimmery lipstick or a shimmery lip balm or gloss, a bronze eyeshadow. It's all stuff I have at home. And I have plenty of it at home too. So trying to be a little bit more mindful about what I buy. So now it is time to go home and see little Axel. It's already a little bit later than the time I usually get home, but he should be okay. I ended up walking him earlier, so he should be just fine. And I did stop by TJ Maxx, and they did not have the Mercier Primer. I ended up checking eBay again just to see if anyone else listed anything newer, and they're still like $45. That's, I don't know. It was a bargain that I found it at TJ Maxx because it was $10. If I'm going to spend $45, I'll just buy the new formula, because she still makes it, but now it's called the Illuminating Primer. And I think the formulas are similar. I don't think they're the exact same, but they're so similar that if you are using it to mix in with your foundation, it's not something that I notice. It's not like one's more glowy and you can really tell. So either way, that's what's going on with that. And what was I talking about earlier? Oh, commentary stuff. So to finish out my thoughts on that matter, I think commentary is one of those kind of corners of YouTube where you get just a lot of people with a lot of opinions, and for whatever reason, it seems like someone's allowed to share their opinion, but you're not allowed to share yours. And that's something that I just don't understand. We're all entitled to our opinions, and as long as you're not touching on things that shouldn't be touched on, what's the problem? But that is something that a lot of people seem to struggle with, is they allow their personal feelings and all of that sort of interfere with being able to compose a video and being able to express their thoughts in a way that doesn't come off as just being a jerk. And I'm definitely not saying that I've always done everything right. I've addressed my slip-ups in the past and all of that good stuff, but it is very interesting. And I would say that this topic matters because from a subscriber point of view, you know, subscribers who follow a lot of commentary channels enjoy that content. They like to hear other people's opinions. If they didn't, then they would not subscribe to commentary content. They would stay away from it. And I think that sometimes it can be a lot for the subscriber to see all of these different channels like just being negative and all of that. You know, I subscribe to commentary channels because I feel like they can discuss pop culture topics, influencers, beauty gurus, and they aren't nasty about it. And that's important for, that is really important for the subscriber to be able to enjoy the content. And you don't just hook them in by talking about someone that they might know of, and then they're let down because they learn very quickly that this person is just here to bully and be mean with whoever they're talking about. And I don't ever want to throw around the term bully like it's, you know, talking about the sky being blue. But I do see a fair amount of this on YouTube, and it can be really disheartening to see. I talked about that in a video. I had pre-filmed some videos for you guys, and I had talked about that in one of those videos, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. If I repeat myself in videos, then you guys know that it's because that's how I really feel. I feel very passionate about this, you know, whatever, if I'm constantly repeating it in videos. So I don't mean to be a broken record, but sometimes I recognize that I will repeat myself. I know some people look at commentary content on YouTube and they kind of think that it's lazy. It's sort of a way to talk crap about someone and not really put a video together. And I can see where some people get that from certain commentary channels. But I do also believe that if you're taking the time to do the research and look into different things and offer an educated perspective, I don't think that that's lazy, because there can be a lot of hours put into researching or watching someone else's content. Like, I've watched a fair amount of mommy vlogger content, and that's not something that I enjoy watching. But I also don't want to come to you guys and just say, oh, well, I saw so-and-so's video today and she's dumb. And I definitely do care. So, you know, obviously my boyfriend knows the videos and topics that I cover, and we were talking about the Nikki and Dan Felipe situation a few days ago, and he was like, do you think that they're going to come back to YouTube? Like, or are they done? And me personally, I think that eventually Nikki will try to come back. I don't know about Dan. He might kind of hang behind the scenes. But I really don't think that she believes what she did was as bad as it was. And you see that with a lot of people that are just really full of themselves, that they do something bad, and even if it's brought to their attention, they really don't understand the full scope of, wow, I really screwed up. I really did not do a good thing here. Let me compute that and try to figure out what made me do that and how I can never do that again. And unfortunately, with Nikki and Dan both, instead of just being able to analyze what they did, it's not something that they can analyze and fix, because unfortunately Bowser is gone and we're not able to bring him back. And that's why I've said in other videos, I can stomp and scream and make 100 videos about it. Unfortunately with them, the damage is already done, which really breaks my heart. I'm still going to be vocal about it, and I'm still going to talk about it. But a lot of times when you're doing commentary stuff, it's to get someone's attention. It's to hold someone accountable. It's, you know, to show people the perspective of, okay, this is problematic and this is why. And unfortunately with Nikki and Dan, we can't really necessarily look at it that way, because the damage that they did is permanent. And that's really, really sad. But I will still, you know, talk about it. That's why it's so hard with Miss Ashley Cat, because I know a lot of people, you know, myself included, I wanted to do one video to say, hey, if you come across this creator, be cautious and do a little bit of research. If you want a tarot reading done, it might be worthwhile to look at Ashley and then also look at some other tarot readers that have been doing it for a long time and aren't in the situation that she is in. But that is kind of an example of, in my opinion, something that making commentary about it is not going to help the situation. It's not going to really try to create a different outcome for her. The more eyes on her, the more money she's making. Even if it is someone leaving a thumbs down and people are in her live streams giving her money, that's why I made a decision to not talk about Ashley ever again. As far as having a dedicated video, obviously right now I'm talking about her in passing, but I will never, I'll never make a video on her again, because I don't feel like that's doing anything to help her. I think I'm going to get some Chipotle for dinner because I really don't feel like cooking. I was considering getting Popeyes, but I don't really think that I want Popeyes. I'd rather have Chipotle. I'm so happy that spring is here, summer is entering the equation. really weird thing though is this weekend it's going to be in like the low 60s. I think it said Saturday and Sunday. So that's not going to be fun, but then it's going to be hot again next week. So I don't know what's causing that weird weather. But there are bigger things that I could be complaining about, that is for sure. I have to tell you guys, in this car, it has the lane departure system, and I feel like it is so sensitive. As soon as I'm just at like a little bit on that white line, it starts pulling the car like really bad. Like it's like, whoa, don't exit that lane. But then if I have my turn signal on, then it knows. It's so weird. Cars are just getting to be fancy schmancy for sure. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get some dinner and go home and spend some time with Axel. I do want to plan a live stream for, I don't know when. I'm not going to put a date on it because I don't want to let anyone down. But I do want to go live again. It's been a long time since I've done a live. I think the last one I did was last fall. And I want to go live again because I have so many new subscribers. And yeah, I just have to make sure that Amanda is available to moderate for me, because she, as you guys know, is my one and only moderator. And I wouldn't have it any other way. We don't need any other moderators over here. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna get my dinner, but for now, if you like the video, please leave a like in the comments. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.